What's the word, everybody? It's your boy Melly Mel, aka Tress, alongside Fab and Blaze, and this is Wavestarterzpodcast EP8. Today we're joined by a special guest. He's a professional boxer with a record of 9 wins and only 3 losses. He's a regional champion, as well as a 2-time 2013-2015 Golden Glove champion, Sugar Ray Robinson Award winner, and CEO at God Gifted Clothing. You can also check him out on the Showtime documentary, Cradle of Champions. We have Titus God Gifted Williams in the building. We're going to chop it up with Titus. But before we do, please subscribe to these platforms: Anchor, Breaker, Radiopublic, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. Also follow us on Instagram at Wavestarterzpodcast, on YouTube, Wavestarterzpodcast, and on Facebook, Wavestarter516. Titus, thank you for pulling up on us today, my brother.
That was a wonderful introduction, my brother.
Oh yeah, bless up.
Gotta give you them flowers, man.
I had to start shadowboxing while you were doing it. I get a grand entrance.
Yeah, my brother. Yes.
Thank you, dog. I'm honored. I appreciate that, brother.
Definitely.
No doubt. Yo, Titus, I've known you since high school. You never was like the fighting type of person. You wasn't no bully cat. So what made you got into boxing? What made you decide to say, I'm gonna start whooping ass legally?
It's funny you say that because I'm always been a cool, chill dude.
Right.
Definitely.
Ever since I've known all of you guys, but I would say a little before that. Before I moved to Elmont, I lived in Queens. I lived in Rosedale for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I went to elementary school out there. And when I tell you, like, I was fighting every single day, bro, out there.
Wow.
Yeah, all the time, bro. My mom gave me new clothes, new jackets, new fly gear to wear to school. Come back ripped.
Niggas started running your shit.
Not even that. It's just like it was just like a confrontational vibe in that the energy. It was just different.
They try to press you tight then.
Moving from like Queens to Elmont, even if it was that close, it was a total difference in the schools, and all that.
So it was more like a defense kind of thing, like you was on the
it was kind of like a defense, but then it was just kind of just the aura you kind of had too. You know what I mean? Because it was just like that was the energy. You know what I mean? And then back in that was the 90s, early 90s, so. That's when niggas getting their kicks ran. You know what I'm saying? It was like real gangs out there. You know what I'm saying? And it's me and my sister, like youngins, riding a public transportation to school, being that young. You feel me? Mentally, you already in the defense mode. So you going to school with that energy. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So that's a little insider that they don't really
That's cool. That's
okay.
Cool.
Nice.
That's cool.
But overall, coming to Elmont, it was a whole different culture. It was more relaxed. It was chill. You didn't have to be that guy.
Right.
You didn't have to defend yourself like that. So, I was just always cool and chill, funny and cool with everybody. So I played ball. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, definitely.
I only fought when I had to. You know what I mean?
So, what would you say is a misconception about you as a boxer and as a regular civilian?
That's a good question. I like that question. I would say, the people that know me just for boxing, I would say the misconception would be that maybe this is all I do, or like I have to box. You know what I mean? But I box by choice. I don't have sometimes they put athletes in a box. And think that we're not educated. You know what I mean? I would say that a lot. I'm not gonna, because I'm pretty, I would like to say that I'm pretty well spoken, like when I do my interviews and things like that. So I don't think people look down on me like I'm uneducated, but I don't think they're informed that it goes further than just
just boxing.
Boxing.
And just being an athlete. So I would say that's a misconception. On the other end, I would say the people that really know me, I would say a misconception is that maybe I'm trying to fight to get rich, or fight to like make it out, or fight to like maybe they feel like that's my only option or whatever. I guess I'm saying the same thing, but I fight because I like it, man.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just simple for me. It's a sport. I love it. Like it's just something I gravitated to and fell in love with.
Right. So Titus, I seen that they opened back up the UFC, and they out there fighting with no crowds. I don't think boxing opened back up yet. But when I was watching the UFC event, it was action packed, but they didn't have any audience. So how do you feel about no audience versus live audience, and does it affect you as a fighter? Like the new quote unquote normal.
That's an amazing question because I felt like that affected me in my last fight, to be honest. Like my last fight, you know, I would say let me just focus on the question first. So with that, there's definitely a difference between fighting in front of a crowd and fighting in front of nobody.
Right.
There's definitely a difference, you know. We're prize fighters, we're performers, we're artists, you know what I mean? Like a level of it is for the people, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like it's definitely a big difference. But you also see that how much they kind of don't care about combat fight athletes, because UFC, I don't even feel like UFC took a break.
Nah, they didn't.
It was like pandemic, a slow point, and then they jump right back into it.
Yeah, but so look, you got to think about it. They're protecting the people from not having the crowds in there. They're not protecting the athlete. They don't care. They don't care, bro. They don't care about fighters. Fighters are the least amount of cared about athletes. We have to really protect ourselves, bro.
Y'all there to do y'all job and keep it
But
moving.
don't you still think it's a good thing that they're allowing the fighters to fight, because it's your livelihood, it's your living, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think at that particular time they should have let anything go on. I would say boxing just came back about a week ago, or maybe a week or two ago.
Okay.
I'm not really sure if there was a crowd. I didn't watch it, but I just feel like we're just always thrown out there first. You know what I mean? Like I feel like even if you look into it, bro, the insurances and all the legalities and stuff when it comes to boxing, bro, it's almost like, you know, it's like we're just prize fighters, like
right.
Dick, bro.
So
like,
what happened? You was about to say with your last fight, I think it was, what's the dude named Greedy or something like that?
Yeah. So with him, man, that kid couldn't tie my shoes, bro. I can't wait for a rematch, bro. I can't wait for it because they did me dirty. So what happened was they told me I was gonna fight either first or third. Worst case, I'll be a swing bout, which means usually you fight in the middle of the card. But first things first, they told me I was fighting first or third. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I get there nice and early because I got another story about all of that, whatever. So, you know, boxing politics. So anyway, so I'm like, all right, boom. I get there 5 p.m., right? I tell even all my people, you know, I sell a good amount of tickets. All my people will be there 5 p.m. Because in my head, the show going to start 6. They gonna throw me on first or third. At least, you know, my people's there, whatever. We lit. So I get there, whatever. You know, I'm feeling good, man. I can't lie. I think that's the best I've felt ever in my whole career.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
I felt really, really good. So then I'm ready to go, chilling, you know what I mean? I'm relaxing, doing my little regular warm-ups in the back or whatever. First fight happened, that's not me. Okay, third fight happened, that's not me. Sixth fight happened, that's not me. Boom, you know what I'm saying?
6.
Main event happened. I'm like, what's going on? Like,
right.
So I'm just like, all right, cool. So then, you know, mind you, I done warmed up a few times,
right,
just in case. Then sat down, then changed, then put my outfit on. You know what I mean? So then I'm hearing, yo, if it go past 12 o'clock, you can't fight. So I'm just like, yo, what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then that's a whole nother.
And this is after the main event already happened.
Yeah, this is after the main event. So I'm just like, all right, cool. So I'm like,
I would have thought that was the main event. If the main event happened and I ain't fight yet.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Right.
I mean, yeah, that's what you would think, right? So now look, So now there's 2 other fighters back there that I never seen, never heard of, don't know these dudes from a hole in the wall. And I've been around the fight game a long time now.
Mm-hmm.
So they told the dude, get ready. So he goes next. He fights. Then the other dude, he fights, and then that fight is done. Then the next dude come, he fights.
You still waiting?
I'm still waiting.
That's crazy.
So you got to understand something. They put me on the third fight after the main event. You know what time that is?
Wow. What time is this? Like, this got to be like 2 a.m, something like that.
Like 1 a.m, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is clearly a setup. This is clearly not in my favor. This is clearly not a Al Heyman thing. This is clearly like all the odds is against me. But they know. You put the crowd in the building, I'm gonna put on a show.
It's a fact.
So that's what they did. They iced me. They put me on the end, put nobody's in the building. Just a couple of my people that stayed. But you gotta understand like what that does to an athlete, what that does to a fighter, what it does to just everything.
You get the energy from the crowd.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like I get it get different. I'm telling you, different. You know what I mean? Like me and Mel, like we used to play ball together growing up, bro. And like you know how I get, bro. Like put a little crowd right there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I turn in the hot sauce, skip to my Lewis on it. When did he practice that? Like what? You know what I'm saying? So that you know what it is, but it's a part of like what are you gonna do? You're gonna sit there, you're gonna cry like. So it's not always the best fighter that wins, right? It's not always the best fighter that's ranked number 1. You know why? Because politics that goes into it. It's who's pushing it, who's the machine pushing it. You feel me?
So Titus, how does something like that happen?
That's
like,
interesting.
How does something like that happen where they iced you, like you got put like all the way at the end? It's like a management thing. Is it?
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, it's a management thing. I'm telling you, like you believe it or not, they really be setting you up sometimes.
So you think
to put the fight more in the opponent's favor, you think?
Oh, so what I mean by that, right? So to throw you off one, if they know you, they know if you sign a fighter, you know their attributes, you know their strengths, you know their weaknesses, you know what I'm saying. So if I'm managing you, I know who to put you up against, I know who not to put you against at a certain time, not time, but like time maturation in your career. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? They sometimes set up fighters like that. Like I've never heard, bro, a 2-time Golden Glove champion, Sugar Ray Robinson Award winner, 5-time Metro champion, 3-time Long Island champion, Northeast Regional champion.
Talk your shit.
that shit.
2-3-time national contender.
Yeah.
He's 3rd after the main event at the Barclays Center where I made my
at the Barclays too.
I'm the first.
That's
and granted, I'm not cocky. I'm just saying what it is.
No,
I'm
facts.
the
It's
first
facts.
Ever 132 open class Golden Glove champion ever. That won it at the Barclays Center.
Wow.
What is the Sugar Ray Robinson Award? What is that?
So basically, the Sugar Ray Robinson Award is basically like the outstanding achievement award. Like they give it to one fighter, the best, who they feel is the best fighter in the whole tournament, no matter what weight class. They just give it to one. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
fire.
So in that whole, you know what I mean. First of all, the New York Golden Gloves itself is the hardest Golden Gloves to win. You know what I mean?
Okay.
In the whole country.
That's
So,
dope.
and to get that elite award was amazing. You know what I mean? So. But when you turn from the amateurs to the pros, it goes from a sport to a business. And I had to learn that.
So earlier you said that you just fight because you like it. So now with all of these accolades under your belt, is it something else now? Did the goal change now?
The gold.
Like what do you want to get out of boxing now? Are you looking to be like a Muhammad Ali, or you just want to have that hood name?
I mean, I know my boxing career isn't finished. You know what I mean? But I do appreciate and I do see, and I see even further the platform that it can bring me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So ultimately, my goal is to, leave a legacy, impact, change. You know what I mean?
And you're doing that. You're doing that.
Yeah. Slow motion is better than no motion. and it's
absolutely,
steps,
absolutely.
One step at a time. But I feel like winning that world title is gonna put me where I want to be, as far as having a voice, just a platform to build, to really build.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you said you want to build your legacy. I want to say, do you see yourself after your boxing career? Do you see yourself opening like a gym, something in Elmont or back in Queens?
I see myself. Well, Elmont is my home. You know what I'm saying? That's what I represent. I represent Elmont. So me giving back or whatever the case may be is Exit 13, first and foremost, all day. But I don't see me just opening a gym. I see me opening a major facility.
Just like, is it just going to be like a boxing facility or like a whole, like a workout?
Just everything. You
like a safe haven for kids, like after school programs, everything like that.
Yeah, but it's not even just kids, bro. Like just
anybody.
Anybody. Like my brand say, like God gifted. That's all of us. You feel me? Yeah. I don't want to leave nobody out because like I actually did a project back in 2005, I believe it was. I think it was 2005, something like that. No, pardon me. Might have been 2015. 2015. So they had an Invest in Elmont competition, right? So I came up with this whole project, to bring a business to the community. So a bunch of people. Oh man. Oh,
he's back. He's back.
Yeah, my bad. I got a phone call. My bad.
Nah, you good.
So basically, I came up with this idea. Basically, it was just like a major, like, just facility with anything that, these activities that you could think of that's there. And not just athletic programs or physical programs, but art programs and model shows and fashion shows and stuff like that. And I ended up winning the project. Winning the competition. The town gave me $5,000, and they tried to push it, try to make something happen. And that's what I mean. When the platform get bigger, things like that get easier. So that's kind of the goal. You know what I mean? Ultimately.
Yeah. Where did the God Gifted come from? That was before you started fighting, or after?
No, that came after. When Mayweather was fighting. When Mayweather was fighting Sugar Shane Mosley, in the 24/7, he said to him, yeah, Shane is good. Yeah, he good. He was like, yeah, he talented, but I'm God gifted. Once he said that, I was like, that's it right there, right? That's it. You know why?
You related to it.
Automatically, let me tell you why. Because I started boxing at 8. I walked in a boxing gym at 18 years old. You know what I mean? All these other boxers is fighting at 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. You know what I'm saying? So me entering the tournament and the tournaments and stuff like that, I'm fighting all these names and these this is he's fighting him. I'm like, and I end up beating these dudes. I'm killing them, and I'm just like, yeah, they talented. I'm God gifted, and I just kind of just ran with that. So
that's lit. That's lit.
It correlated right there, and then also when my mom was pregnant with me, the pastor of my church at the time, put his hand on her stomach and said, "This is gonna be a gifted child." So all of that.
Wow, everything intertwined with each other.
So you was born to do it then.
Yeah, we all born want to do something, baby. We just got to figure out what it is.
Yo, Titus, if you have one fantasy dream fight, any fighter that you could fight, who would it be? A fantasy fight between you and a fighter of your choice. Who would it be?
You looking at me? Oh man.
This guy's a cool.
Nah, I'm playing.
I mean, I'm a fighter, bro. I gotta get that win back. I want Lil B Hop again.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right there.
Yo, I'm glad you mentioned that because I wanted to ask you what happened with that fight. Not even the fight yet. The face off. What was that about? Because I've been following your fights, and that was one of the fights that
I see you about to choke him out or something. I don't know what was going on. A little choke out moment right there.
Yeah.
Once I heard that Casanova song in the background, I knew what time it was. I was like, oh,
yeah, So it's a real thing with
personal?
y'all, or was it was a personal thing, or
back then, yeah, it was more so personal than I mean, it was a little bit of everything. You know what I'm saying? The story go deep, like when it come to him. Like I was basically the older dude, killing it in the amateurs, and he was like the younger dude, like doing his thing and coming up. So I would always be like, I always keep an eye on him, like, yo, he's good, like he gonna be good or whatever. But there was always like I've noticed something like that he had that I didn't have. And you know what it was? It's that when you do something as a kid, it's just like instinctual. It's like reactive and instinctual, right? Boom, there's no thought process, no thinking involved. You just flowing, right? So he just had that natural flow, like he had that cat-like reflexes, right? So I always noticed that him growing up. So I always like, you know, kept a little eye on him. Not saying that's gonna be my competition, but it was just like this, whatever. So then from there, I would always be winning these tournaments, and his other man would just be showing me mad love, and him, he just always had this little cockiness about him. So I'm like, so in my mind, I'm thinking like, oh, this kid think he can F for me. Like, I don't know, he's getting a little older. So I'm like, all right. So I kind of kept him on my radar, you know, give him my little radar. But at that particular time, so now, again, I'm winning tournaments. So he's presenting me awards. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like a legit lot younger than me, especially at, you know, that particular time, you know, the age gap or whatever. So it's like, almost like, oh, you know, this kid coming up to me type thing or whatever. So from there, that was that. But he just always had this bad, like, cocky, arrogant aura.
He looked like
always kind of, we always just had a little disconnect, you know what I mean? And then from there, you know, he got older, then he came on the national team or whatever. And he just started doing a little questionable things. Like, it was just a little weird, like stuff that,
you feel like he was gunning for you type shit because he knew you was up there.
I mean, I think you know, as he should. I think at a particular time, I just think he felt like, I don't know, probably felt like he was just better than me, to be honest.
And wanted to test his might.
So we sparred a couple times. So the first time we sparred, I had to just show him, you know, grown man strength. I had to show him what grown man strength is like.
Right.
So I had a little body shot, right? He went rolling out the ring.
Folded.
That was it. So then, but I would say the next time we sparred, it was more competitive, and the next time after that we sparred, he did get the best of it. I gave him that.
Okay.
So then from there, it was always a competitive thing. So it was like, all right, boom. So then we both was on the national team or whatever. So then he did some something funny at the nationals. So I basically, like, it was like some girl, whatever. It's a girl situation. I always go back to it. So now, so that there was a particular young lady on the national team or whatever, and my girlfriend at the time didn't want me around that young lady, whatever reason. So then, long story short, my girl ended up going back home. Right, she flew back home to New York. We was in like some other state. So she ended up calling me and him staying in the same room. So she called the room looking for me. So this young man, this gentleman,
already people set up already.
Upstanding citizen. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how that went down. And so from then it was just like, you know, of course I have extra energy and fuel towards this individual now. You feel me?
Yeah,
so
it's personal for real now.
It's more personal. You feel me? So then from there, it was just like, you're just not my type of person. I can't even we don't mix. Like, I can't even, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that's kind of how that went down. But then, you know, being in the same boxing communities and stuff like that, you kind of just be cordial. You know what I mean? Be cordial. So whatever the case may be. So then from there, that's kind of how that went down. So then as far as the fight goes, I was doing my thing, he was doing his thing. And then the management team, you know, something happened with them financially on the back end. So they had to start cutting fighters. So what they did, they started mashing all the prospects against each other. Like, that's unheard of. I was 7-0, he was 6-0. That's unheard of, you know what I'm saying? So they kind of made us fight each other. And so basically, whoever won that fight, that's kind of who they got behind us to really push forward. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So that's what I'm saying. Boxing is
a lot of
politics. Cutthroat, politics in the cutthroat industry. You know what I mean? So
I was watching a training video with you and Floyd Mayweather Sr. What was the difference between training with him and your main trainer? What did you learn?
I would say it was just more of a quicker reaction timing. You know what I'm saying? Longer and faster combinations. It was more I would say more rhythmic boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Out there it's kind of like, out there you get the whole package. You know what I mean? Dudes is hungry, bro. You feel me? And then in Vegas, the climate is
different.
It's hard. It's different. It's harder to breathe out there. So you coming out there, from New York, like, oh yeah, I'm the man. Yeah, you're gonna be the man for the first 2-3 minutes till that altitude hits you.
Right.
And you start slowing up against the guy that's used to it. You know what I mean? So that there'd be a lot of different factors like that people don't really understand when it comes to boxing too. People fighting in Vegas, MGM Grand, T-Mobile, you know what I mean? Opposed to fighting in the Barclays Center, you know what I mean? Opposed to fighting in Colorado. It's just mad differences.
Right.
So,
right. You never was signed to TMT, right? Because I know a lot of people probably think that.
Nah, I was never signed to TMT.
Okay.
I just had a really good relationship with them, and you know.
But you still do have a relationship with them, though, right?
Yeah, I do. So Mr. Mayweather said he was gonna sign me, a whole bunch of times, and you know, I guess he was blowing smoke. I guess.
Yeah.
Capping.
You still training with Higgins?
Yeah, I train with Higgins, and I also train with Joe Zagarino. That's one of my trainers. But my last fight I was training in Brooklyn, so right now, I'm filling it out. But right now, yeah, I'm still with Joe Higgins.
Okay. So when you're about to get into a fight, what are the steps like? Like, because I know they always say, you know, you don't have sex and none of that stuff. You meditate. Like, what do you do before you get into like a fight?
Well, for me, it's kind of like a switch. Once I hit that switch, I'm just locked in. I'm OD focused. So I'm just like, I mean, as far as sex, like, you kind of just know your body. Everybody's body reacts different. You know what I mean? As far as me, so like, I guess experience is the best teacher to find that out, right? So, like,
because they want you to have that built-up aggression. Don't go in there winded because you just did the most the night before or something like that.
There
so
you go.
That's
so
why I'm asking.
It be about timing too. So you gotta know when. You gotta know your body. You feel me? So, yeah, I would say it's just best just to chill, bro. Like, if you could chill like 4 weeks, I would say. Some people try to chill the whole training camp, 4 to 8 weeks. You know what I mean?
So you try
to do what you gotta do, man.
So for your opponents,
type of check, huh?
Nah, for your opponents, you train for like 4 to 8 weeks before a fight.
It depends. It depends on the rounds. It depends on the opponent. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't deserve that type of.
But I be seeing on like say Snapchat and all that before your fight, you be doing some crazy cardio.
Yeah.
I be seeing the jogs and all that, doing some wild
I forgot
cardio.
you on my snap.
Yeah.
You see my life, like. You see what they don't see on Instagram.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Nah, yeah, but yeah, it's intense, man. The running is intense. The preparation, I'm doing cryotherapy. I'm doing yoga. I'm getting massages regularly. What else? You know, strength and conditioning 2 times a week, 3 times a week. Interval sprints, bleacher work. It's a lot, man. Sparring 3-4 times a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you don't even eat the same type of meals. Like you gotta stay on like a certain type of diet, or you could eat what you want, but like in portions or like what?
See, the thing about like it all depends on like different fighters. Some fighters are different. So some fighters have a weight issue. So they eat a little meal, they'll put on 7 pounds. You know what I mean? I'll eat 2 plates right now, and I'll put on probably 2 pounds, bro. Like, so everybody's body is different. You gotta know your body. So when I'm working out like that, I gotta be feeling my body. For me, I gotta be eating to maintain the weight or whatever the case may be, because I don't have no body fat. So it's just like, just, you know what I mean? It's fueling the muscles. If I don't eat enough, I ain't gonna be ready for the next workout.
What goes through your mind before you enter the ring? And like, what type of music you listen to get pumped up?
What goes into my mind, like this person's in the way. They're in the way of just everything that I work for, everything that I've envisioned my life to become. You know, everything I want to do for my mom and the people that I love. They're literally in the way. That's more so in the way, and when I'm staring them in the eyes and I'm really connecting with their soul. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like, win, lose, or draw, I'm gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? No matter who it is, I'm gonna put my heart out there and put my best out there. You know what I mean? But what I'm just thinking about, you know what I mean? To be honest, like, a better tomorrow. Like, it's like a cliche answer, but for real, just overall, just tomorrow to be just better. You feel me? Like, financially, it's in every way you can think about it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of issues, especially socially and with families and stuff like that, come from just financial problems. I don't want that. I don't want that to be a issue. You know what I'm saying? No longer, for me, and going forward in my generations to come. So I think about those things. But yeah, also my bad. I also listen to gospel music. I listen to rap, whatever motivates me. Sometimes I listen to motivational speakers. You know what I mean? That get me going too. That's different. You know what I mean?
Motivational speakers.
Yo, so what separates you from every other fighter in your division?
My power.
I did see you knock that dude out at the Amazon.
Yo, yeah, I was there for that joint, man. He did the little dance when he's dropping. I'm like, damn, son.
Yeah, the knockout at the Amazon was nasty.
With the shimmy or
with the shimmy,
the shimmy. I was there for that one.
With the shimmy shakedown. Shakedown.
Yo,
yeah,
man.
that was a fun night, man, because that was like my comeback, you know. See, the thing about me, like, some people, everybody's like Yellow Brick Road is written differently, right? So some people, they just come out and they just win. You know what I mean? I never been that guy. You know how many times for you to say I want to go 2013 and 2015, you know how many times I lost? You know what I'm saying? You know how many times I had to really overcome them things? So I always been the comeback kid. You feel me? Okay. Always been. So me with my record, what it is, it's supposed to be what it is. You feel me? Because we going and the whole message is, when it comes to being God gifted, just because you have a loss don't mean nothing. You could keep overcome and keep going and keep pushing forward. So it makes the testimony. Without a test, you have no testimony. So it just makes it bigger. You feel me? And I'm grateful, bro. It took me a long time to say that, though. Long time to say that, bro, because you see the changes. When you're taking your losses and you're going through your transitions, the changes do happen.
That's true.
You know what I mean? On all levels. That's when you gotta find that character, like who you are, and then you gotta really start to. It's so funny because I started I'm like, you remember what I said? I said I boxed by choice. Right. But then when I was going through whatever I was going through, it was like, do you box by choice? Because this got you down. Right. You feel what I'm saying? Because when if something that's so important to you, is it really a choice, or did you? So now you start. Am I gonna walk away from this? Am I a failure? Now it's no longer a choice. I gotta become world champion.
God gifted, man.
Let's do it, man. Come on, man. You got it, brother. So any up and coming fights, Titus?
My coach right now, he been discussing with me. He sent me a lot of dates. So a lot of ESPN dates as well. So I'm looking at. I'm hoping to be. I'm not getting in the ring until I'm 100 50%. You know what I mean? Where I need to be. Because, you know, with the quarantine, this everything that's going on and everything like that, and, you know, trying to just stabilize everything. I want to be situated because we ain't fighting no bums and none of that going forward, bro. We going forward. We going for it.
Everybody's gonna be top tier.
Nah, we going for it, bro. Like that's the whole plan. Like in 4 or 5 fights, I'm gonna be fighting for a world title. 4 or 5 fights.
Let's go.
And these not even big words. You know why? Because that's another thing. I'm officially changing my weight class to 122.
Oh, you going down?
Yeah, I'm going down there.
Okay.
So in that weight class, like guys are fighting at like 15, 16 fights for a world title and stuff like that. Because these the little guys. You know, we staying active. So I want to do my thing at 122, and then I want to move up to 126, and then see what my body do from there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So,
you been training during the quarantine?
Yeah. First half I wasn't training at all.
Yeah,
you know, first half I was doing nothing. I kind of just re-triggered my mind. Like I started, I got into this little school program. You know what I mean? I started, you know, investing into stocks. I was just educating myself on different things like that. Yeah. So I took the quarantine and really just learned something new.
Yeah.
And then from that, once I got like the energy and the motivation to get back out there, boom, I started training my clients again. I started selling clothes every day. Got the brand going to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Watch out for the pop-up shop, July 19th.
Where at?
Where?
Fat Barbershop.
Oh, okay. On Elmont Road.
Yeah, we're gonna do something in the back. Probably me and Lotto.
Okay, Lotto. Yeah, I know he got the clothing. He got the clothing joint too.
Yeah, and then a young lady from Uniondale gonna join us. So we have a nice little event. You know,
I'm pulling up, man. I'm pulling up.
I'm definitely showing out.
I'll be there for that.
Yo, Titus, man, we covered just about everything. You want to tell them your social medias, where to find you and all of that, how to find you?
I thought you said Social Security. I was say, damn. You know the unemployment flow.
The social medias. The social medias.
Right now, boy. You can follow me on Instagram, T God Gifted Will. Got the clothing on deck. Also has their own Instagram, God Gifted Clothing, and you can also check it out at godgiftedclothing.com. And it's up and running. Titus Williams on Facebook. And yeah, that's me.
And also contact Titus through those platforms if y'all ready to train, because he is training people. You know what I mean? He's giving people the work that they need, the workouts that y'all looking for. So definitely holla at him.
4 and up. 4 and up.
4 and up. 4 years old and up. So if you got a little girl, little boy,
might
4
bring
years
my
old
son
and up,
through real quick.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is basically boxing fitness classes. So half of it is fitness, and then half of it is boxing. So strength and conditioning and then boxing. So it's cool. You know, it's fun. It's a different approach to working out.
That's
opposed to
Also, if nobody's seen it, Titus has a documentary on Showtime that he's a part of. Go check it out, Cradle of Champions. I watched it actually the other day. It was really, really good. Really good. Yeah, it was really good, man.
Hey, thank you, bro. Thank you.
It was really good.
You know, I love the way they set it up, because it was like a documentary, but also a movie.
Yes. Because you went, I ain't gonna give too much away, but what happened at the end was like a whole
storyline.
Yeah, it was ill. It was ill. I really like that. So go check that out. Download the Showtime app and go check that out. Titus, brother, I appreciate you.
Yo, thanks, man. Thank you.
Later, y'all.
All right, brother.
Stay safe, bro.